Hi, Northwest kids. Happy Easter! I'm Pastor Rachel, and I'm so excited to celebrate Easter with you right here at Northwest Kids Online. Before we get started, there's something you need to know. Easter Jam is for everybody in your family. So gather the family and get ready because we're about to have some serious fun, and we need you to lead the way. This is Easter like you've never done it before. The only way to not have fun is to not participate. So look around. Is anybody missing? If so, hit the pause button and go get them right now. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
Okay, hear me out. There are two kinds of people in the world. People who love Marshmallow Peeps and people like me. I mean, I don't get it. How do you eat something so cute and grainy? Well, let's see how your family feels. Show me a thumbs up if you love to eat Peeps. Thumbs down if you don't. Okay, there's a lot of different opinions out there. But no matter how you feel about eating Peeps, you're going to love this game. Your family is going to face off in the greatest Peeps jousting competition of all time. And I'm going to explain how it works, then I'll tell you when to start. So first, divide into 2 teams. Next, take 2 Peeps or marshmallows and assign them to a team. If you don't have Peeps, it's okay. You can use big marshmallows. Team A gets Peep A, Team B gets Peep B. You can come up with cooler names like Lord Sugarcoat or Sir Sprinkles. You get the idea. You can also use a marker or Sharpie to decorate your Peeps and give them some personality. Give them a mustache or some mean eyebrows or a fancy outfit. Let your creative juices flow. Next, you need to prepare your Peeps for battle. Stick a toothpick in each Peep to prepare them for battle. Think of the toothpick as a joust, a lightsaber, or a sword. It depends how serious your family is about the competition. Make sure the toothpick is facing forward towards the other Peep. Place the 2 combatants on a microwavable plate. You want the Peeps to be as close together. All right? And make sure they're facing one another. Good job. Now finally, it's time for the big event. Gather around and put the plate in the microwave with adult supervision. Set the timer to 45 seconds, but you won't let it run that long. Like, really don't. Then press start. Watch at a safe distance until the Peeps drop their toothpick sabers and one touches the other. The toothpick that touches the other Peep first wins. As soon as this happens, you're going to want to stop the microwave. Trust me on this one. Stop the microwave. Okay, it's time to settle this thing. And don't forget to take a picture of that photo finish and post it in the comments or create a post and tag Northwest Kids. Well, how did it go? Who won? I want pictures. Post them in the comments or create a post and tag Northwest Kids in it. I have to admit, that was more fun than I thought. So are you ready for another game? Okay, for this one, you need a laundry basket and socks. Lots of socks. Clean or dirty, doesn't matter, as long as they have a match. If you need to, go grab those things now. Press pause, and then I'll explain the rest. Do you have your basket and socks? Great! Now, choose 2 people to play. You can also select people to be scorekeepers if you have enough. To get started, dump all the socks on one side of the room. Don't worry, those socks will make their way back to the basket real soon. Place the basket on the other side of the room. When I say go, players will grab a sock, go through the pile to find the matching one, roll the socks together in the shape of a ball or like an Easter egg, and then toss them across the room into the laundry Easter basket. The player with the most sock eggs in the basket at the end of the timer wins. If you don't have scorekeepers to help you count, you'll have to keep up with that number on your own. That means everybody's on the honor system, all right? Okay, If needed, press pause now to get everything and everyone in position for the game. I'll wait right here. Okay, are you ready? Great. We're putting a 1-minute timer on the clock. This Easter egg throwdown is happening in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, families, come back over here. Who won? Okay, that was wild. Whoever won gets socks. Okay, I'm just kidding. Adults, make sure whoever won the challenge gets a special treat today. This is Easter weekend we're celebrating right now, and if you don't know the whole story of Easter, that's okay. Today, we'll talk about what makes today, maybe more than any other day, a happy day. But before we get there, I know you have a lot of family and friends who would love to hear from you. To make that happen, you have a few options. So pause this video and pick one of the challenges on the screen to wish your peeps a happy Easter. Well, even though we're celebrating a little differently than we have before, that's okay. Easter can still be happy. And that's not just because of peep wars or Easter baskets or chocolate bunnies, although those things are awesome. It's happy because of what happened at the very first Easter. It's the world's most powerful story, and yet it's so simple. So simple that it can be told with laundry. Check this out.
In the beginning, God created everything. He formed people in His very own image. But then, we turned away from God. Sin entered the world, like a dark stain. Still, God loved us so deeply that He made a plan to rescue us. At just the right moment, God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to live among us. Jesus healed hearts and minds and bodies. Thousands gathered to hear Him teach. Instead of giving lots of new rules, Jesus turned things upside down by making it simple. Love God, love others. After 3 years of traveling and teaching, Jesus and His disciples entered Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover feast. Huge crowds gathered to welcome Him. But while the crowds cheered for Jesus, the religious leaders made plans to arrest Him. He was turning their world upside down, and they wanted Him gone. As Jesus celebrated the Passover meal with His friends, He told them that He would be leaving, but would return. His friends didn't understand. That night, one of Jesus' followers, Judas, led soldiers to arrest Him. The religious leaders gave Jesus a fake trial and then sent Him to Pilate, the Roman governor, who could have Him killed. Pilate found Jesus had broken no law and tried to release Him. But a mob called for Jesus to be killed. Pilate gave in and handed Jesus over to the Roman soldiers. Jesus was forced to carry the heavy beams of His own wooden cross. On a hill called Golgotha, The soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the rough wood. The soldiers and people who passed by laughed and mocked him. But from the cross, Jesus asked God to forgive them. Finally, Jesus called out, "It is finished." Then he died. The earth shook. Rocks split open. Even the soldiers cried, "Surely he was the Son of God." One of Jesus' followers took his body and placed it in a tomb cut from the rock. A huge stone blocked the entrance. Jesus' friends were devastated. They had believed that Jesus was the one God promised, the one who would rescue them, but now he was gone. Their whole world had turned upside down. Jesus' friends stayed hidden in fear for 3 days. But early Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene, a close friend of Jesus, hurried to the tomb. She planned to anoint Jesus' body with special spices. As Mary neared the tomb, she saw the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. Mary turned to see a man standing near. She didn't recognize him until he said, "Mary." It was Jesus, alive. Jesus told her, "Do not hold on to me. I have not yet ascended to the Father. Instead, go to those who believe in me." Jesus, God's Son, became like us to lay down his life. Through God's power, he defeated death for all of us, and sin was washed away. One day, he's promised to return, so we can live with him forever.
Wow. I hear that story every Easter, and it always amazes me. I mean, God sent Jesus to the world to remind me that he is greater than anything that can go wrong in my world. The simple fact that Jesus came back to life is proof to me that I can face anything that happens. I like to think about it this way. I can because Jesus is alive. I can keep loving because Jesus is alive. I can be brave because Jesus is alive. I can have hope because Jesus is alive. Here's an idea. Take a few minutes and add to this list of things you can do because Jesus is alive. Answer this question as a family. How would you fill in the blank? I can blank because Jesus is alive. Pause the video while you discuss. When you're done, meet me back right here. Awesome. I love conversations like these because remembering what God has done in the past helps me to trust him with what's going on right now. I hope that's true for you too. And I hope you spend the rest of the day making memories with your family. To get you started, here's one last challenge. For this one, you'll need to decide who's the technology genius at your house. Maybe it's a step-parent, an aunt, or even an 8th grader. Either way, decide who that person is now. Got it? Awesome. As soon as this video is over, I want you to go outside and take a family Easter photo. You can be dressed up in your PJs, it can be totally normal with smiling faces, or silly with one of those filters that turns your face into a bunny rabbit. No matter how you do it, take a family photo and make it awesome. Then share it on social media and tag Northwest Kids in your post so we can see your photos. Maybe now, more than ever, this is a time to celebrate and remember God's faithfulness and the hope he gives us in Jesus. After all, that is what makes Easter so happy.
The greatest day in history. Death is bleeding, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. Cross the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy place. Free at last, meeting face to face. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine. In this joy, perfect peace, earthly pain finally will cease. Celebrate, Jesus is